Shortly before the collapse of the Soviet Union, an unprecedented religious freedom unrolled in the country. With the celebration of the millennium of Orthodox Christianity in Russia in 1988, a huge wave of religious awakening started. Many new churches and religious groups appeared, many arrived from abroad, and all traditional communities enjoyed a great flow of neophytes. Many of these established churches became open to new opportunities, especially when it comes to evangelism, missions, religious upbringing of children, and education. While the Orthodox Church does not commonly engage much in missionary activity in the lands she considers canonical to her, the largest evangelical Protestant communities perceived the situation as a call from God to spread the gospel to previously inaccessible people. First, the churches naturally unfolded evangelizing endeavors at home, in the cities and towns where they lived. They spread their literature, leaflets, and the scripture in the streets and to mailboxes, ran ads on the TV, organized the most hardcore ministries, serving homeless, drug addicts, alcoholics, prison inmates, orphans, elderly, sick, and so on. They genuinely helped with food, shelter, and rehabilitation, but did it by the means of teaching the gospel, for they believed it is the only way out of the worldly troubles and eternal damnation. Following the God's call, expressed for instance in the book of Acts, "And you will be my witnesses to the end of the earth," evangelicals, especially Baptists and Pentecostals, went to the previously inaccessible regions where the gospel seemingly has not been yet proclaimed. In the ex-Soviet republics of Central Asia, like Uzbekistan and Tajikistan, they didn't have much success because of the dominant Islam also enjoying the post-Soviet religious awakening. However, among the indigenous populations of the Far East, Baptists and Pentecostals won converts in big numbers and proportions. The vast lands of Russian Siberia, Arctics, Far North and Far East are home to many diverse indigenous populations. Most of them Asian, they speak Turkic or Finno-Ugric languages. Traditionally hunters and nomadic herders, most hold a variety of local pagan beliefs. The great troubles, wars, forced migration and industrialization of the 20th century Soviet Russia disrupted their life, habitat and survival strategies significantly. It is very hard to survive in their traditional habitats already, with more than modest food sources and severe winters, and the advances of the Soviet civilization brought them more harm than good. Many indigenous populations experience huge economic, ecological, and identity crises. One of the most devastating problems became alcoholism and everything related to it: violence, abandoned children, and high mortality rates. The common evangelical message is simple but powerful. Missionaries don't claim to be better people than the ones they're witnessing to. Most of them have a rough past themselves: drugs, alcohol, prison, or the like. They say something like, "You see me, I'm a terrible sinner and I don't deserve God's mercy, but He loved me anyways and saved me to serve Him. He loves you no less and He's giving you His hand right now so you can get saved too." Many of the indigenous communities converted in big proportions. They repented of their old ways, threw away their idols, got baptized, quit drinking, started attending schools, and even got their government IDs in order. The missionaries who went to the Far East faced numerous obstacles on their way, spending long days in trains and all-terrain vehicles, fighting through deep snow, dangerous rivers and storms, and facing the animosity from the local authorities and some aggressive civilians. They nevertheless saw their trips to the almost literal ends of the earth as a true evangelical mission in the spirit of the apostles. The hardened legislations of the 2010s significantly reduced the opportunities of evangelical missionaries. Many of their common activities, like a Bible study in a residential or public place, are now prohibited, and the missionaries themselves have to obtain special permits. Nevertheless, all these obstacles are expected by evangelicals as a part of persecutions prophesied by Christ. Please like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel. I see you all next time.